Hi, I'm Ruby Malshe, and I love stories because stories teach us to control our emotions and not act impulsively. And today's story is about the impulsive behavior of a young 18-year-old. Katie Stubblefield was a young 18-year-old student with a wonderful future ahead of her. Of course, she had problems most 18-year-olds have. She was good at everything she did, a bright student and aspiring enough to succeed in life. But one day she came back to her brother, sad and dejected, maybe hurting all over on the inside. Things were obviously not okay. The shrug of her shoulders did tell her mother that, but then things are not always okay in life. Perhaps it's one of those days, thought her mom, and moved away when she suddenly heard a big clap sound. She went back to see Katie but found her missing. Her son, though, approached her and gave her the bad news that Katie had taken his gun. She had been too hard with herself. Emergency was called and Katie was rushed to the hospital with a blown-up face. It was almost an impossible case to bring back, but Katie survived with a new face after long hours of surgery. What was it that drew Katie to take such a drastic step? Katie later said that she never had any suicidal thoughts and that it was simply an impulse that made her do what she did. Today, Katie is a survivor with a new face. Have you ever wondered why we sometimes take impulsive decisions in order to save face and act more confident? We want the world to know that we are in control and can't bear to look weak. Psychology defines impulsivity as an action without foresight, one that is prematurely expressed and unnecessarily risky. Well, most often, it is inappropriate to the situation and brings along undesirable rather than desirable outcomes. Probably something had been happening in Katie's life that made her feel loss of control. Katie learned a great lesson, but at a very great cost. Doubtless, she wanted to save her face, but lost it to her impulsive behavior. She was lucky, though, to have loving parents and doting siblings, and of course, a team of expert doctors too. And most importantly, a donor's face. She is the youngest patient in the United States to receive a face transplant. Today, Katie says, life is worth living. Katie was lucky. Not everyone who acts impulsively is as lucky as her. Life does not offer everyone a chance to say that life is worth living. You can't count your blessings after you have blown it up. You need to make it a practice to count them every day. Those who lose control over themselves don't always get a second chance like Katie did. Solomon, one of the cleverest and wisest men on earth, reminds us of this when he says, "A man without self-control is as defenseless as a city with broken down walls." Isn't it ironic that with a weapon of self-defense in hand, Katie made herself defenseless? We all have that weapon of self-defense in us, and it's called self-control. We need to preserve it, for it comes to our help in situations life throws at us. Thank you.